care. We are conditioned to care for our villages, our families, not only our families, but our villages, our communities, our Chinese is called 感恩. What are we grateful for? We're grateful because we are who we are, because the community and the society, the country, has given us this opportunity and the resources to make us succeed. So now it is time that we need to care for it. When this society and community is hurt and it's damaged and is needed help, we are there to first respond. That's why when all disasters are local, that's why our volunteers are always the first on the scene, because that's their home. And so that's what we do to try to condition our volunteers, not through just the education of the actual, what do you do in the first aid? What do you do when you have to lead the people out of danger zones? What do you do in the first emergency cases? It's not just these technical aspects, but also conditioned to care, conditioned to be more than just connected, be more than just, oh yeah, I know something happened. For example, our international relief work involved not just disaster relief, but also man-made. We have the refugees, whether it's from Ukraine going to Poland, and we have the refugees from Syria going to Jordan and Turkey. We have gone there to make sure that the people of Jordan, the people of Turkey, the people of Poland, that we have established volunteer bases there to care about these things that's happening around them. We are living in a very peaceful society here. We turn on the TV, we see the wars going on, we see disasters going on, but we are conditioned to care more about just what we see on TV, but what more can we do as an individual? That's our education. So not just on the technical part, but also conditioned to have the passion, to drive, to do something more for the people in need. That's our education. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Stephen, I read a recent interview published on Business Today talking about, there's one thing really stood out to me, which you said when hospitality turned into resilience, soft power will become hard power. And with that, I would like you to share your take on resilience in the situation of disaster and summarize our panel.
I think we all have a lot to learn with Tzu Chi, and indeed, community is the key. During the most recent earthquake that we had, our resort actually also brought in, took care of over 100 hikers and local villagers. And we became the disaster relief center for the whole the Taroko National Park. And over the years, actually, even during the COVID, I think it's very important when we supported the community. We actually, during the COVID, we laid off tour guides to give us lessons on local culture. And so throughout I think the resilience should be built or can be built into everything we do. It's in our DNA. And our DNA is really is anchored by a golden rule: treat the others the same way we wish to be treated. So when it happened, everybody rose up, and I felt that, you know, everybody was traumatized, and we focus. You talk about mental. This is really the key. Actually, things can get very chaotic and unmanageable when people lost touch with the outside world, when the communication is down. It's probably more cause for disaster than the disaster itself. Yeah. So human connection is really the key in times like this. And I can share experience. Our emergency response team is directed to every stakeholder, to the guests, but also to the employees, and also for their loved ones. For the disaster response team, local government, and also to the media, communications. So I I cannot say I was joking, but I was, because our general managers was in Taipei, our managers were trapped in a row, and then later evacuated in Hualien, and most of our people were in the mountains. But also because we are separated in 3 different ways. So our Taipei office was calling every guest's family and every staff's family to let them know they're okay. They're safe in the hotel. And this is very important. So I feel, and that becomes power to recover, power to learn, and power for resilience. That's how I felt when the power of hospitality, something so soft, can build lasting resilience. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stephen. And with that, thank you. Thank you for participating in our panel. Thank you, and thank you for, please remind us to
Thank you. Just put your hands together to thank our panelists and also our moderator for this very fruitful discussion. And disasters are local indeed, but helping hands are international, as we are seeing right now in this room. And now, while our guests are making their way back down to the stage, and also our staff and our team members are to rearrange our stage, I would like to ask you for your attention. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me to welcome Taiwan's Vice President-elect, Bi Xiao, to the forum. Everyone, please join me in giving her a robust round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. So it's very clear that Vice President-elect Xiao's presence here has a very significant meaning to our event. And thank you. Please now take your seat. Thank you. And before we continue our program, we would like now to take a group photo while our photographers are already on the stage. And please prepare your smile. And for those of you who are wearing your face masks, please remember to remove your face mask so we can see your beautiful smile. And on the count by our photographer, 1, 2, 3. Smile, cheers. Are we all good? Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I believe that you have already made, your beautiful smiles are already captured by our photographers just then on the stage. Okay, and now with great anticipation, because we have already a very fantastic lineup of speakers this morning, and then we are also very honored to have Vice President-elect Xiao Bi to take the stage, and she's going to share her vision that probably is going to echo our first keynote speech this morning, that can Taiwan play a leadership role in the Asia Pacific. So Vice President-elect Ms. Xiao, please join us on the stage. Thank you.
Capri Chair Shirley Lin, Ambassador Gilmore, distinguished panelists, speakers, and participants at this 2024 Capri Annual Forum. It is my heartfelt pleasure to be here today. I know you've had a very productive and very intense morning of discussions. Please bear with me for the next 15 to 20 minutes as we look to wrapping up not only today's session, but also looking forward to building a role for Taiwan as a leader in the Asia Pacific. I want to thank Shirley for inviting me to address this annual forum. And more importantly, I also want to express my admiration for her leadership in founding Capri, a nonpartisan Taiwan-based international think tank. Since its founding, Capri has already established close and much-needed partnerships with renowned research institutions, around the world to ensure that the voices and interests of Taiwan are not left out in critical international discussions. I'm honored also to address this audience along with Ambassador Gilmore, whose staunch and unwavering support for Ukraine and its defense against aggression is admirable. 2 weeks ago, the supplemental appropriations bill for Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan were approved by Congress and immediately signed into law by President Biden. I'm grateful to all who have advocated tirelessly for the security assistance. This bill demonstrates the U.S. continuing commitment to supporting allies and partners in the face of geopolitical challenges. It is also a solid demonstration of U.S. global leadership in the fight to defend democratic values and a rules-based international order. But beyond thanking our international friends for their support, it is important that as Taiwanese, we invest in building our own strengths first. Through our own efforts in building a resilient Taiwan, we must have the confidence that Taiwan is worthy of galvanizing international support and that the success of Taiwan is also important to the world. So for today's event, I was asked to address the rhetorical question of whether Taiwan can play a leadership role in the Asia-Pacific. Of course, I'd say yes. Taiwan can lead. Not only can Taiwan help, but Taiwan can lead. But I must say that not only can Taiwan play a leadership role, but Taiwan's leadership is important to the world. Why do I believe that Taiwan can play a leadership role? First of all, Taiwan is an island of resilience, a society that has overcome hardship. Second, by overcoming hardships and challenges, Taiwan has built unique characteristics and strengths that put Taiwan squarely in the limelight as a beacon of global progress. And third, by making such progress, Taiwan's success and prosperity are closely woven into global interests. Taiwan has become an important contributor to the world in many ways and in multiple domains, far beyond our borders. Now let me elaborate on these points. In her 2022 Double 10 address, President Tsai made a pledge to transform Taiwan into an island of resilience. And over the past 2 years, efforts across ministries and sectors have produced achievements in Taiwan's economic, social, democratic, and defense resilience. Last year, Premier Chen Jianren came to this Capri International Forum, also addressing Taiwan's resilience. We highlight the word resilience, and I like to use that a lot, because Taiwan's emergence is a journey against all odds. Taiwan is an island very much familiar with typhoons and earthquakes, mudslides and droughts. We have not been endowed with the types of natural resources that have dominated the past century of global energy production. And the densely populated island has very little spare land for agriculture and industry. Until recently, Taiwan's people had survived the world's longest one-party martial law system and centuries of governance by rulers transplanted from abroad. At this moment, Taiwan is bombarded with cyber attacks, disinformation, and political interference, in addition to near-daily military incursions into our vicinity, all aimed at coercing and crippling the public will to safeguard our free and democratic way of life. Against all these odds, and long overshadowed by our larger neighbors, Taiwan's remarkable story of perseverance and determination has propelled it onto the world stage. Despite facing numerous challenges, including diplomatic isolation, limited natural resources, and intense geopolitical pressures, plus all the challenges that I just listed, Taiwan has forged a path to global leadership, driven by its unwavering spirit and unrelenting pursuit of excellence. Taiwan's against all odds journey is a testament to the power of human ingenuity, adaptability, and the spirit of collaboration. As we look closely at Taiwan's evolution, it becomes clear that this underdog story is not just a tale of survival, but a blueprint for success and leadership in an increasingly complex and interconnected world. I believe that Taiwan's leadership in the Asia-Pacific can be highlighted in a number of areas, parallel to areas of resilience that President Tsai's administration has promoted: political, social, and economic. Let me first talk about Taiwan's political leadership. And I'm not referencing politicians. I'm referencing Taiwan as a society and the leadership role that we as a people can play in the region. Our democratic transition is broadly recognized. Many of you are familiar with the international statistics that put Taiwan at the very top in this region in terms of political freedoms, basic human rights, free speech, and media. And since 1996, the people of Taiwan have become masters of our destiny by choosing over and again our own domestic political leadership through free and fair elections. And despite fierce domestic political competition, the Taiwanese people have persisted in ensuring that the political process has mostly been peaceful and inclusive. Intending to play a broader leadership role in the region, Taiwan has also made itself home base for an increasing number of international NGOs, think tanks, and media organizations that require a free political environment to function. Taiwan has also taken the lead in sharing with others through workshops and exchanges practices of building media literacy as we strive to counter evolving challenges of disinformation and political interference. The process of refining our own democracy and strengthening our institutions has not been easy. And we continue to build resilience on a path fraught with hurdles and dangers. It's like one of those traditional Mario Brother gaming routes. We've been navigating deadly traps and obstacles while at the same time withstanding punches and attacks from all sides. With scars and wounds of frustration, our democracy continues to move forward steadily, recharged with energy from a population determined not to go back to authoritarianism, and with hopes and expectations that we are not alone on this path. Now let me talk about Taiwan's social leadership. Our political transition historically has opened doors to social activism, and Taiwanese have also become leaders in social progress. As our government has endorsed the spirit of DEIA, or diversity, equity, inclusiveness, and accessibility, our society has also advanced to embrace social justices that empower and make Taiwan a regional leader. Though far from reaching ideal standards, Taiwan's advances in universal healthcare, accessibility, gender equality, LGBTQ rights, and labor rights inspire others in this region. And wow, we are so proud of Nymphia Wind winning a global drag queen competition. This is proof that Taiwan's societal progress provides the best nutrients for both communities and individuals to thrive and shine, no matter who they are. In the realm of societal resilience, I also want to highlight Taiwan's abilities in disaster response. We just heard the last session with some discussions on this. Living among typhoons and earthquakes, we've been compelled to develop responses across the board in sheltering, search and rescue, water and power supplies, and recovery. We have built a model of public-private collaboration in preparedness. Units of our society, from volunteer firefighting and rescue organizations to religious charity groups, have together, with different levels of government, formed an effective lattice network that is foundation of stability and security in our society. Every challenge and threat along the way compels us to be constantly on alert and consistently improving ourselves. And beyond better securing our people's safety, the Taiwanese people also lead the region in being one of the most generous suppliers of humanitarian assistance and charity. From donating PPEs around the world during the COVID-19 pandemic, to providing hot meals to natural disaster-affected zones across the region, wherever there is a disaster or humanitarian need, there will be some form of Taiwanese help, either public or private, or both, most often. Despite the hard reality of our international isolation, Taiwan has managed to lead in our soft power as a force for good, extending the influence of kindness and humanity across the region. Now let me talk about the third area, economic leadership. Taiwan was once synonymous with low-cost, high-volume production. But we have reinvented ourselves as a hotbed of high-tech innovation, leveraging our strengths in research and development, design engineering, to create a thriving ecosystem of startups and entrepreneurs. This pivot has been instrumental in propelling the island to the forefront of the global economy, driving growth, creating jobs, and fostering a culture of innovation that is increasingly being recognized on the global stage. While international headlines tend to focus on the highly accomplished tech sector and the giants in our IC industry, I want to point out that Taiwan's strengths remain in our highly innovative and nimble small and medium-sized enterprises, who together form an ecosystem of growth. This growth is fueled by a combination of government initiatives, strategic investments, and deep-seated commitment to education and workforce development. As a result, Taiwan has emerged as a magnet for international talent, not only attracting entrepreneurs, but also attracting those who cherish the free and open environment in which innovation can take place. But the spirit of always striving to be better, that is innate in many Taiwanese people's characters, compels us to identify and cope with existing challenges too, such as the equity of growth in other services and traditional sectors, addressing wage and income gaps, demographic challenges, affordable housing, and accessibility to new digital and AI tools. On this front, Taiwan seeks to lead through innovation, but also be open to learning from others. Let me conclude by saying that as the world grapples with the complexities of the 21st century, Taiwan's story of resilience and adaptability has fueled its self-confidence to lead by example, offering inspiration to other nations seeking to overcome their own hardships and challenges. At its core, the Taiwan template is built on a foundation of resilience forged in the crucible of adversity and shaped by our precarious existence in the shadow of a giant neighbor. This resilience has enabled Taiwan to navigate the treacherous waters of global politics, to adapt to and be ahead of the shifting tides in the global economy, and to innovate in the face of uncertainty. It is a template that emphasizes the importance of human capital, investing in education and skills to create a highly adaptable and entrepreneurial workforce. And it is a model that recognizes the value of social cohesion, promoting a sense of shared purpose and collective responsibility that has enabled Taiwan to build an inclusive and equitable society. Looking ahead, President Lai and I are committed to leveraging these assets as we work to forge stronger partnerships with like-minded societies around the world. I thank you for your interest in our vision, and I thank you for your interest in molding a path forward for Taiwan as a leader in this region. I look forward to continuing collaboration, not only with Capri, but with all the forces of our society who are present here today, as well as with our international partners. Thank you again. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Vice President-elect Xiao, for that inspiring and forward-looking keynote. Please return to your seats. Over this way, please. Thank you very much, Ms. Xiao. Indeed, Taiwan does not stop at helping our international partners, but is also poised now to lead in this region. And this is indeed an island of resilience. And now, as our colleagues now setting the stage for our final closing remarks, it is also a perfect moment to pause here and reflect on the wealth of knowledge and insight we have collected today. We are very fortunate to have a lot of panelists contributing your wisdom and your analysis and your insight. And thank you for gracing our forum today. And thus far, discussions have woven a very rich tapestry of ideas and illuminating our path forward. And now, as our forum draws to a close, it is my distinct pleasure to invite Professor Xiaru Shirley Ling, Chair of Capri. Again, please come back to the stage for the concluding remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Professor Xiaru Ling. Shirley Ling, thank you.
It's very hard. Kim and I are about the same height. Too short for most podiums. Thank you, Vice President Xiao, for reaffirming Taiwan as an island of resilience, which is also why Capri is based in Taipei. And again, thank you all, and so many of you returning for the second time for our annual forum. We also would like to thank Governor Gilmore for his introductory remarks today, and the Vice President also highlighted values which Capri shares, namely inclusivity, independence, and integrity. A big thank you also to each of our wonderful speakers today. I also want to send my deepest appreciation to our very small staff from 8 different countries who worked tirelessly in Taipei for months and moderated most of the panels that you heard from today. It's been an incredible 4 hours, touching on so many important issues for the region, and I wish to reiterate my thanks to our partners who are here from so far away and supported today's proceedings. Capri USA, the National Bureau of Asian Research, the Partnership for Health System Sustainability and Resilience, Nikkei Asia, and Commonwealth Magazine. Personally, a key takeaway is that although we're living through very, very difficult times, there are still significant forces advocating for an open, collaborative, and international future, starting with Governor Gilmore's very optimistic remarks that America can and will lead. While we have heard a diverse range of opinions this morning, I think we could be sure that with people like yourself, supporters of Capri, and leaders like Governor Gilmore and Vice President Xiao, that we have possibilities and we can collaborate across sectors, fields, and geographies to face these difficult challenges together. Taiwan's strong civil society can play a critical role in guiding the Asia-Pacific through the coming years, supporting its leaders to chart a course towards a more resilient future. We chose the theme of this year's annual forum because it is relevant for the region as it is for the world. A core part of our mission is not only to foster dialogue and problem solving among neighbors in the Asia-Pacific, but also share instructive experiences across disaster response, green energy, transformative technologies, health system strengthening, and economic integration from this region to contribute to the world. Now that after 2 years, Capri has experienced rapid growth but remains as ambitious in this mission as ever. We continue to evolve and innovate and are incredibly fortunate to have a wide network of experts, many of whom join us here today to offer their insights and advice. Thank you for the Capri Board of Directors and to the International Advisory Council members, to our senior fellows, supporters, and staff again. With the continued support of such dedicated individuals, Capri is entering its 3rd year, and here, this is the most important message. Next year, it will be on May 12, 2025. So please mark it on your calendar, and again, it will be open to the public. We also would like to announce that our newly established sister organization in the United States, Capri USA, has been launched. And I want to personally thank Vice President Xiao, who was Ambassador Xiao before we were even founded. With her support, we started our research at the University of Virginia and now has evolved to become an independent organization, Capri USA. Thank you. We hope that you will join us, and thank you for coming today, and we hope to see you in the future.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Professor Ling. Please stay where you are. Please stay on the stage. We're now going to move on to the next session of photo ops. However, we would like to ask our audience members to again take this moment and put your hands together to thank all our contributors and our panelists and moderators today. Please give them another round of applause. Thank you very much. Yeah. And as we have the Professor Ling on the stage, we are now going to move up to the photo op session. We would like to ask for your patience with us. We would like to ask the members of the audience to stay in your seats while we are going to take 3 photos by different groups. And first, we would like to invite Vice President-elect Xiao to join us on the stage, together with Governor Gilmore, please. There is a T mark on the stage. Please move to the center of the stage where the T mark is for the photo op. Thank you very much. We ask the staff to guide our guests. Thank you. So the photographer, please give your cue. 3, 2, 1, one more. Okay. Are we all done? One more. Are we good? 都可以了吗？好 ，OK. So again, for your patience, I would like to ask for your patience. Please stay on the stage. We are going to call onto the stage a group of distinguished guests to join our 3 distinguished guests on the stage. Please move on to the stage when your names are called. Mr. Stanxi Shi Zhenrong, Professor Harry Harding, Professor Zhan Changquan, Professor Alicia Garcia-Alero, Mr. Jeffrey Schwartz, Mr. Stephen Pan Siliang, Ms. Constance Chang, and Ms. Barbara Kamalata, and Mr. Sanjoy Joshi, Professor Wei Shi, Professor Margaret Riley, Professor Christopher Bursey, Mr. Charles Cheng, Mr. Lin Wuguo, Mr. Alex Lee, and Ms. Jennifer Shi. Please join us on the stage and follow the guidance of our staff. And I would like to ask our staff to guide our distinguished guests onto the stage and show them where they should stand for the photo op. Thank you very much. Again, I would like to ask the audience members patience. Thank you very much for your cooperation to ensure the proceedings can go smoothly for our photo op. Thank you. Thank you. So do we have one on the stage? Can our staff kindly guide our guests to their spot for photo op? Thank you very much. Are we all good? Yeah. So our photographers are over here. 说谁要先举手好吗？哎，你们都同时举手。Okay, so please stand closer. Please stand closer. So maybe we can. 我们先从左边开啊，先从 please look at the photographer who raises his hand. Oh my god. 好，下一位举手。So look at. Okay, we have two. Okay, just this one. Okay, the next photographer, please. We would like to ask the guests on the stage to still maintain where you are because we're going to ask another group of guests to join us on the stage. And when your names are called, please join us on the stage. Now I would like to invite Ms. Grace Liu Jingjing, and Dr. Liang Boso, and Professor David Arase, Professor Shuhei Nomura, and Mr. Zhou Huang Sihao, also Mr. Michael Wills, Professor Yu Song, Professor Goshen Sachdeva, Ms. Alison Solzwinski, Dr. Jerry Su, and Dr. Vita Chen. Please, when your names are called, join us on the stage. And for this group of guests, we would like to ask the first group of guests to move to the back of the row and to allow our new guests to join into the photo op. Thank you. So please follow the instruction of our staff. They're going to guide you to your spots for photo op. Thank you very much. Again, we would like to ask the patience of our audience members for this photo op. Thank you very much. 非常感谢我们今天在场的所有的贵宾哦，请你们就是再稍有耐心一些，等待我们的这个合照的环节结束。Thank you. So are we all good? We would like to ask this gentleman to step forward. Yeah. Make sure you find space between the shoulders of the guests in the first row so we can all see your beautiful smiles. We want to make sure that we can see everyone's faces in our photo. So, 请问谁要先开始？那就站着的这位。Okay, so our photographer is here ready. Okay, 可以下提示吗？ Okay, so who? Okay, this one. Okay, 下一位。And 谁是下一个？谁是下一位？好 ，this gentleman here will be the next one. Okay, 还有吗 ？Okay, this gentleman. Okay, thank you very much for your patience. Again, for the guests on the stage, please stay where you are to ensure the smooth proceeding of our exit. We would now like to invite Governor Gilmore and Vice President-elect Xiao and also Professor Lin to first make their exit. And at this time, we would like to kindly ask all our guests to maintain your seats or on the stage. Please stay on the stage. We would like to ask all the guests to stay on the stage. 也请现场的观众朋友呢，先不要离席。我们先请我们的3位主宾先离开。Thank you very much. 非常谢谢大家，也非常谢谢大家今天在场所有的朋友的莅临。Thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you. And please be patient with us while we're waiting for the and also Vice President-elect and Professor Lin to make their exit. Please to be patient and remain with us on the stage.
Capri staff, the VIP escort, please come up to the stage. Capri staff, VIP escort, please come up to the stage. come up stage and gather your group, please. Gather your group, please.
So while we're waiting for Professor Lin and Governor Gilmore and Vice President-elect Xiao to make their exit out of this venue, we are going to have staff members to guide our guests on the stage. You are going to take another exit. So please later on follow our staff guidance. So do we have the Capri staff here to guide? I think you should follow them. Yeah, I think you should follow them. Yeah, okay. So please follow our staff. And again, I would like to ask all the audience members to maintain seated. 请各位嘉宾先不要离开，请您先留在原位上。我们再请我们的第二组的嘉宾先行离场，不好意思。
就是新闻网自己剪。以前新闻网不是有摄影吗？他们现在就是在整边呢。就变成我们要 cover 掉了，新闻部要帮。
Sorry, just be patient with us. We have our Capri staff to guide us. So thank you very much for coming today. We have covered a wide range.
在 NPO 去过，就你们现在市长讲过。中线路跟可以建中那边，下去了。其中一个是我们就公司其中的业务员，然后那时候我在。